The European Union has responded to Donald Trump's newest threats on trade. EU Trade Commissioner Marosh Sefcovic said mutual respect is needed and not tariffs. The US president had reignited global tensions by threatening to impose a 50% tariff on imports from the European Union. Trump accuses EU member states of using unfair trade practices. In his view, they even include value-added tax and lawsuits against American companies which he calls unjustified. Trump said the EU is running a huge goods trade surplus with America and that negotiations to reduce this are going nowhere. US and European stocks tumbled in response to his remarks. In a statement from the Oval Office, Trump renewed his pressure on European companies to move production to the US.
I'm not looking for a deal. I mean, we've set the deal, it's at 50%. But again, there is no tariff if they build their plant here. Now, if somebody comes in and wants to build a plant here, I can talk to them about a little bit of a delay.
With us now is Mika, Aaltola, member of the European Parliament. He belongs to the group of the Conservative European People's Party and to the Committee on International Trade in the EU's Parliament. Now, Mika, Trump threatens the EU with tariffs again, this time 50%. What's your reaction?
Well, of course, he loves big words and big numbers. And that has been the main challenge, his transactionalism. He wants to talk big numbers, symbolic wins, particularly when it comes to his constituencies, kind of his main base. So he wants to have billions in investments, like what happened during the Gulf trip. He wants to talk that type of talk, and with the European Union that is very difficult because Europe is more institutionalist. It is not transactionalist, so things take time. And then there's political constraints as well. So talking the Trump talk would alienate voters in Europe. And that, of course, is impossible for the commissioners currently.
Now, let me quote Donald Trump here. He said, our talks with them, that's the EU, are going nowhere. Is that consistent with the picture that you have gained of the negotiations?
Well, I understand that talks have been ongoing. The problem is that we do not know who calls the shots in Washington. So when the Commissioner of Trade travels to Washington, he talks with relevant counterparties there. But what is actual Trump's inner circle? Do we have contact to that? And does that then necessitate that we start to talk the numbers game about big investments to US? So negotiations have been ongoing. But the issue is that I've been negotiating with the right people when we are negotiating with the relevant counterparties.
Now, Trump has recently spoken a lot about tariffs. He's introduced them, then suspended them again. How credible is he anyway?
Well, that's his style of negotiating. And as I said, what he actually wants is to have big announcements coming from European Union about supporting his way of doing politics. And so we have a choice. We enter into that type of negotiations, or then we have some backbone and we stand our ground. And then at the end, he usually gives in. So it is also a game of chicken. So both parties and he himself is racing towards the edge in a very speedy manner, and he believes that the European Union will give in. Although I have to remind that his numbers are not very correct. Taking into account the services, the balance of trade transatlantically is relatively even.
Thank you very much, Mika Aaltola, member of the European Parliament. Thank you.